So AEW Rampage premiered last night, and I'm a little disappointed because I thought it was going to be longer than 1 hour. But I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. I don't know why I didn't check that or why I would assume that something so new like Rampage was going to be 2 hours. But, you know, it is what it is. You make mistakes. Things happen. Welcome back to Within the Ropes, wrestling fans. It's me again, Brian Tronick, giving you your the very first AEW Rampage review or post show, whatever. And because this show was only an hour long, there wasn't very many things that went on the show. They started it off hot, though. They started off with the Impact World Championship match, Christian Cage challenging the Cleaner. What else he got? What other names does Kenny Omega have? The Best Bout Machine, Kenny. Omega! Something like that. Excuse me. And I must admit that this was a very, 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 very good match. I was skeptic. I was not hating, but I didn't like it due to the fact that we're going to see this match again at All Out for the AEW Championship. But they had to do something. You know, they can't put all their eggs in one basket, and they had to do something to basically show like, hey, watch Rampage, right? At least the first one. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. As you guys know, Christian Cage was able to finally take down the Best Bout Machine, defeat the Best Bout Machine, defeat the Cleaner, Kenny Omega, and capture the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. In true fashion, man, Christian Cage, he surprised me with his performance in this match. Not in like a disrespectful way, like he surprised me because I didn't think he was capable, but just surprised me because he separated, at least I thought, the things and his intensity and just his will to win, to do anything to win. He separated what he did in the previous matches, right? Versus his match last night against Kenny. Kenny hit a bunch of V-triggers. Christian Cage would kick out of him. But then he finally got to the point where he was a little bit smarter. He outsmarted. I wouldn't say outsmart. Okay, that's going overboard. He got lucky, in my opinion. Christian got lucky because the Young Bucks brought out a chair, and Kenny Omega set the chair up to go for the one-winged angel, but then Christian was able to escape and hit the kill switch on Omega on the chair. Christian throws the chair outside the ring, pins Kenny Omega, and he becomes the new Impact World Champion. And like I said, it was surprising. It leads me, and I'm sure many others, to think that tonight, when Kenny Omega goes up against Andrade and defends the Triple A Mega Championship, that he'll most likely lose that one too, and he'll be left with only one belt by the time we get to All Out, and he'll be defending that against Christian, which I believe that or Kenny Omega is going to retain. At least I hope he does. But only time will tell. We'll have to see about that. What else happened on this show? We got a TNT Championship match between Fuego del Sol and Miro. And if he wins, he gets an AEW contract. Pretty sure we all knew how this one was going to go, given the fact that Fuego del Sol was 1-49 going into this match, and there was no way he was going to get his second win in AEW ever. against Miro for the TNT Championship and the contract. That just wasn't going to happen. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I was hoping that wasn't going to happen. I was positive that it wasn't going to happen, and it didn't happen. Miro was able to hit him with a Samoan drop and then goes for the game over. And Fuego del Sol taps out right away. And then Miro grabbed the contract and then he ripped it up into pieces. And then after the commercial break was when all the feels and the emotions and the goosebumps and all the happy, sad shit came into play. When Sammy Guevara and Tony Khan came out and basically gave Fuego del Sol a contract anyways, which was a good thing, but I can't help but, I can't help myself to say this, but if this was WWE, people would have a problem with it. A big problem with it. And if you're putting a match where if Fuego del Sol wins, he gets an AEW contract and he loses and you give him the contract anyways just because he is popular online or whatever, that's not good. That's obviously that I wouldn't have even made that stipulation. I wouldn't have done it. I would have just had him fight Miro for the TNT Championship and then afterwards give him the contract. Like, you know what? You fought hard. You lasted longer than we thought. The fact that you had the guts to go out there and go up against Miro shows us enough. We didn't even watch this match because we knew the fact that you were challenging Miro for this title. That's enough for us to offer you a contract here. We want people like that. We want guys like that that are fearless, that are going to go out there no matter what, no matter the size, no matter the stature, no matter how scary, no matter what. It makes more sense to me to do it that way. But whatever. They showed Sting and Darby in the rafters going to a promo for next week's Rampage, which will be in the United Center in Chicago. CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. Ooh, I can't wait. And the fact that this is an hour show, I'm curious what they're going to put on that show and how much time they're going to give CM Punk. Is CM Punk going to start off the show? Is CM Punk going to end the show? Is it going to be CM Punk coming down the ramp and Tony Schiavone giving us the classic WCW, oh my God, we're out of time. CM Punk is here. Is it going to be something like that? That's obviously going to put more eyes on Dynamite. I don't know. I think I asked this question on the Bulletcast podcast. Shout out to Philip and Brandon of the Bulletcast. My new partners. Yeah, that's right. I'm a new member of the Bulletcast podcast. So make sure you guys follow Bulletcast on Twitter and the Bulletcast on Instagram. I think I got that right. I think we mentioned this. Like, how is this going to happen? How are they going to debut CM Punk? We'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, they Sting and Darby in the rafters. Mark Henry had an interview with Christian backstage along with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, celebrating with a little bit of the bubbly. You had Orange Cassidy standing in the background just chilling. So that was cool. The 4-man announce booth, before I get into Britt Baker and Red Velvet's main event, the 4-man booth was overwhelming. It was too much. I think that Chris Jericho overshadowed a lot of the guys. Mark Henry didn't really get a chance to get his shit off. Excalibur seems like the main guy. But Chris Jericho, man, he was so loud and his voice was so like, oh my God, Dynamite. Oh my God, Miro. Oh my God, he's so powerful. It just didn't work for me. It didn't really work for me. So I don't know. I mean, knowing Tony Khan, he's most likely going to make some adjustments and, we'll see how that goes going forward. The cues were off. I felt like a lot of the cues were off. Everybody was, kind of off. But, I don't know. I guess. I mean, people are going to give them the excuse or give them the pass because I guess they put on so much great wrestling, right? But, it is what it is. Anyways, let's get into the main event, which was Britt Baker, the AEW Women's World Champion, defending against Red Velvet. A little weird. Red Velvet's not usually the heel in this situation, but she played the heel perfectly. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a big Red Velvet fan because I don't normally watch her work, but big moment for her. Big moment for Britt. Overwhelmingly support from the Pittsburgh crowd, the Britsburg crowd, if you will. Red Velvet, though, did a lot of good things in this match in terms of playing the heel role, embracing the heel role, embracing the fact that she just wasn't the fan favorite. And I got to give credit to Britt Baker for working through this injury that she has. I don't know how much of an actual injury it still is, but working through it and, using the injury as part of the storytelling that they were telling in the ring. It was great. Red Velvet going after the arm. Of course we had to have some shenanigans with Rebel and things like that, but whatever, it is what it is. Britt Baker, though, would end up winning this match, retaining the AEW Women's World Championship. And we had Chris Statlander, who came to save Red Velvet. And then I was a little confused about what happened next. Jamie Hayter, who I'm not really familiar with. I knew she had a tryout with NXT or NXT UK or something like that. And I just don't remember her. A lot of people said, she was on Dynamite before, and I just don't remember her. But she came to attack Statlander and help Britt Baker after the match. And then that was pretty much it. Britt Baker holds up the championship. Show goes off the air. And that was it. And honestly, I don't know. It just didn't hit for me. I get it was like a rush. It was like a boom, 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 bam. And most wrestling fans were like, oh man, this is great. It was like one after another thing, but 1 hour of wrestling like that ain't gonna really cut it for me, especially when it's overshadowed by bad commentary, in my opinion, and rookie mistakes, like waiting so long to cut from Mark Henry after he's just got done interviewing Christian after his title win. I think spending way too much time on Fuego del Sol getting a contract, I think that went a little bit over for my liking as well. But I don't know, man. I'll give it some time. It's just the first episode, like everybody's pretty much gonna say. It's the first episode, so I'm not gonna throw it in the trash can right now. We're just gonna wait and see. But shout out to Red Velvet and Britt Baker. They were definitely the stars of this show. Match wasn't as good as Christian Cage and Kenny Omega, but I will applaud and I will, salute and commend AEW and Tony Khan for putting that match as the main event. Hopefully, we get more and more and more of that in the future. I hope Red Velvet is not done for. I hope she continues to thrive and rise and, have more matches on Dynamite, less on Dark, more on Dynamite, or even Rampage. But we'll see. Only time will tell. I thought that Rampage was going to be more than an hour because I thought it would be a way to showcase more of the talent that they have. I thought it was going to be like, oh, good, another 2-hour show to showcase all the talent that they have, but that's not happening. That's not happening. But we'll see. That's it. That's pretty much it for Rampage. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Make sure you guys follow the show at Within the Ropes on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow me at Brian Tronic on Twitter and Instagram. Within the Ropes podcast.com. will pretty much take you everywhere you need for the socials and to subscribe to anywhere and everywhere you listen to your podcast, the YouTube, all that stuff. Shout out to Phil and Brandon of the Bulletcast. Make sure you guys follow the Bulletcast on Twitter, or Bulletcast on Twitter and the Bulletcast on Instagram. We got stuff dropping every Thursday, so stay tuned to that. There's a new episode up as well, so make sure you guys check that out. I'm going to make sure you guys will be able to find that at Within the Ropes Podcast as well. Shout out Baby Huey in the Click. I've become sort of a regular in the Click as well, so shout out to Baby Huey. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Flagship show dropping tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And then that's it. I said a lot of this episode. Didn't say much in the SmackDown post show, but in this post show I said lots of It's a habit. I can't help it, guys. I can't help it. Good night. Have a good one. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Have a morning, whenever and however you listen to this. Just have a good one, wrestling fans. And like I said, Charlotte's still better. She might be the only best bout machine right now, because Kenny Omega most certainly isn't, after losing to Christian on freaking Rampage. All right. Have a good one, wrestling fans.